the order. I told you the order. The order is right.
What? So then they do the rest of reality with the, oh my lord.
It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say it's a brand new day. Hey.
So how much time do you really need to make an edit work? This week we answer that question, or at least we attempt to answer that question by giving our lead editor 4 time blocks. So 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes and 1 hour to edit the exact same video. On the editing table, creatives make fast-paced and informed decisions on how movies flow. These editing choices can either make or break a film. But it's not just movies. With our attention spans shrinking and content coming at us from all angles, editors are tasked with creating engaging stories in shorter and shorter time frames. From snappy social media clips that need to go viral to corporate videos that need fast turnaround, the pressure to deliver is real. With the emergence of AI in video editing,
In the age of Gen AI, the rate of innovation in this area is truly stunning.
there is an expectation for video editors to edit even faster. So then the question is, how fast can an editor deliver an edit? This week, Sean is going to answer that question as we give him 10 seconds to do an edit.
Wait, what?
All right, Sean, so let's start with the 10-second edit. Are you ready?
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's put 10 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, and action. Dragging the clips in.
What?
So 10 seconds is clearly a mad rush. What did you actually manage to get in place?
It was 10 seconds, man. I don't know. The order's not right. I don't think they're being cut. They haven't been cut up. It's like just clips.
But
placed one
at
after
least you
the
got
other.
it in, like all the content that you wanted in place, right?
I mean, yeah, I brought in everything I thought looked nice, but like...
So there's clearly a minimum amount of time needed, but what is it? Okay, so let's start with a few ground rules.
All right.
There's essentially 4 time blocks. You get 10 seconds, you get 1 minute, you get 10 minutes, and you get 1 hour to edit the exact same video. And you're gonna try and get an edit out. The whole point will be you do the best you can with the time given, and the idea is that it incrementally gets better over time.
Okay, but like still with 10 seconds, how's that?
We'll help you out by preloading the information into your editing software. So
Right.
all the clips will be preloaded. You just need to take it into your timeline and do the best you can with what you get. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this.
Alright, so we'll give you one more take at this, right? I'm just thinking you've got 10 seconds, so you've got to really simplify this edit, right?
So bringing everything in at the same time kind of messed me up. So I bring them in one by one. So at least I have the order of the clips right.
Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and edit. I'm gonna stick to 2. Nice.
Stand up, Sean.
Oh.
Got it in the order. I got it in the order. The order is right. The order is right.
Alright, Sean, we're gonna jump into the 1 minute edit. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Since I only got the order of the clips right last time, I'm gonna try and get my cuts in place this time around.
Alright, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and edit. Oh, it's gotta be the halfway point at this point. It's looking much better this time. Moving clips into place and you're cutting it up while you move it.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I got the cut down done this time around.
Yeah, cut down looks decent. I mean, you did miss it.
There's like one clip at the end.
We'll play it up to.
But like I was at the point, right? I got my time, I played to where I wanted the next clip to come in. I mean, these cuts wouldn't have been final in any case.
Somehow the 1 minute seemed more of a rush than the 10 second. And I just felt like there's a lot to do and like a lot to get done.
So I feel with the 1 minute, right? The cuts are better. There is a semblance of an actual edit here, right? Something's starting to show with this edit. The overall flow and a couple of other things could be better.
And music, right? No time for music.
No time for music, man. Like I think I just managed to get the cuts in place.
Right. So I guess the goal for the 10 minute, which hopefully would give you more than enough time to do at least the base level correction on all of these things. Music is going to be top priority, I guess, because you probably have
for sure.
benefits. What else are you thinking?
So I think maybe just the CST, very basic color balance. Music, I don't know. Let's see how that goes.
Hey, so if you haven't realized already, we are new to YouTube. Now you can do us a favor by hitting that subscribe button. If there's anything you want to learn across photography or video, drop us a comment below and we'll get to each and every one of them. Alright, Sean, so it looks like you are moving into a new software.
Yeah, so I'm moving to DaVinci because I'm going to be moving into color grading and sound design stuff. And Premiere just doesn't handle these as well as DaVinci, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Alright, so let's take a minute to understand the software we use. In this next section, Sean is going to move from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. Premiere used to be the long-standing industry favorite, with its robust editing tools and seamless integration with the Adobe suite, making it ideal for collaborative workflows. DaVinci, on the other hand, is the rising star of the editing world.
The time has officially come where I'm switching over.
We switched over to DaVinci Resolve.
It's optimized for modern hardware, it offers advanced color grading, and is really designed from the ground up for the modern filmmaker. So we're gonna put 10 minutes on the clock. You're just bringing in the footage right now.
Yep. I'm gonna cut them up and make sure everything's in like the correct place. Although this time I do have the benefit of actually watching my clips and being like, oh, this bit's okay and this bit's not okay.
Alright, looks like we're at the halfway point. You're pretty much finessing everything, or finishing up the finessing of everything. Are you concerned that you're gonna be tight on time for anything else?
How much time do I actually have? Yeah, so music-wise, I'm just gonna get something in. Oh yeah, and for the music, we're gonna be using Soundstripe. It's like what we subscribe to.
See, I really like Soundstripe because it has those playlists that give you like a good idea of what direction you want to take your video in.
Pretty good stuff, like great AI tools as well. Also, this is not sponsored by Soundstripe, but hey, Soundstripe, you're watching this, hit us up. This doesn't work at all, but I do not have time.
You got 3 minutes. And this is me also reminding you that you need to do a basic CST to take it out of log.
Okay, we're back in and it's CST time. So I'm just gonna add a color space transform for the time being. I feel like a little later on I can just, finish this a lot more.
You got 2 minutes, man.
Cool. I guess I can take a minute to add color correction as well.
So there's things like exposure, white balance.
Yeah,
I assume.
that stuff.
How are you feeling on the track, by the way?
Not confident at all. This doesn't match the vibe. Stuff like that I genuinely feel takes a little time.
So just over 60 seconds in the clock. How are you planning on bringing that track to a close?
You know what? Somehow this works. I can just reverb this out and I think that should give me a result I am happy with. I was not planning on going into Fairlight on this. 10 seconds, that's fine.
22.
Where is reverb?
10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, and done.
Okay, I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. Funnily enough, the track reached a point where it was kind of like just out of the chorusy section.
That's what you were doing, right?
And I just needed to find some notes that worked for just a reverb out.
Okay, so this interval was much better. I feel like 10 minutes is probably around the minimum amount of time you need for an edit like this.
Completely agree with you on that one. I can just basically go through my checklist. Color, okay. Soundtrack, albeit not too great. Okay, a cohesive selection on the order of the clips, So it's good, but it could be better.
So let's talk about two of those things you mentioned. The first is on color. I'm noticing that you're doing just the color conversion, right?
Yeah, just like a conversion and like a basic white balance, but that's about it.
So most of these are sort of log files or flat files, and
yeah.
you're getting it into Rec 709. For music, you did pick up the track, but
I didn't feel like it worked because I think I was running out of time, right? I was literally around the 1 minute mark. And it was a massive scramble to just get something in.
So the good news is that we're going to give you an hour and you're going to make it even better.
Oh my God.
What is the game plan?
First order of business for me would be to find a new track. I was in quite the rush, honestly, with the first one, and I just placed whatever I thought worked at the time. I mean, honestly, while I was placing it, I could tell this doesn't work. So music is one of the first things, and from there I think soundscaping, just getting some good sound design in there, is definitely another aspect of this. And honestly, just taking a proper shot at color grading.
Alright, Sean, you ready? Let's jump into the next section.
Yeah, so one of the few things that didn't happen in the previous edit was just making sure the project was optimized for the edit. That can come in the form of a bunch of settings, but like I think one of the main things is just turning on the stuff like my smart reviews. It's a really cool feature in Resolve where it just kind of intelligently places in what is essentially proxy footage, but it's not really proxy footage. And honestly, if the project were any more complicated, I would just consider using proxies. Alright, the edit looks good, so I'm just gonna move back to Soundstripe and look for something that works. This time around, I'm gonna really make use of Soundstripe's playlist feature. Everything's already curated, and since I have a general idea of what I'm going for, I can just find a playlist that matches the vibe. Okay, this is precious time that Soundstripe is taking to load.
Alright, man, so you've got like 20 minutes left. What's the plan?
My sounds and whatnot are in place. They could use a bit more work, but I think now is a good time as any to just jump back on color and finish this.
Yeah, I think now you've got the opportunity to really play with all the more finer color settings. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is that there's that one clip that's super underexposed.
Honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about it because at the end of the day, this is like raw red footage, and I have the benefit of just being able to push and pull my whites and blacks without reducing too much.
Alright, man, you got like 10 minutes on the clock. I feel like you're probably gonna wrap up before the time runs out.
Almost done. Just a few more tweaks. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Oh, it looks good. Let's see what it looks like.
Yep. Let me just render that out and we'll take a look.
One hour in, let's talk about this. I know there's a lot that happened in this 1 hour, so maybe we can break it down section by section, but first maybe give me an overview of all the changes you made.
Yeah, so I think as I established within my game plan, right, I'm tackling color, sound design, soundscaping, and obviously swapping out the music track because I didn't like that. Everything else was already in a good place with the 10-minute edit, right? So,
and you know, your decision to move to Resolve, was that primarily driven by color?
yeah, 100% dude. We did the move during the 10-minute interval, right? And the idea there was, well, for one, Resolve has a couple of inbuilt CSTs based on the cameras you're using. Really have these. Premiere has a bunch of lookup table, like just looks that you can bring in.
Yep.
But if you want a specific CST, you kind of need to go on the website, get that done. Considering I didn't really have time to, go searching for those things, I figured, it's easier.
In terms of color, what was kind of your thinking?
Considering the shots I had, the very first idea that came to me was, it's like this nostalgic summer, that was the vibe, right?
Yeah.
When you think about memories you've had, it's always colorful, but it's always a memory. So I wanted to be colorful yet a little faded out to express that idea.
I just felt like sound design took a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure, man, because I wanted the sound design to feel a little layered. I didn't want it to feel flat, right?
Yeah, it's such a subtle thing, but I think it adds a lot to
It does, it does.
Did you also feel this time bracket was almost excessive? You couldn't.
100%, man. I finished in 40 minutes. Even then, I think by the 30-minute mark, it was a case of, okay, I'm done, but what can I add? Right. I was I feel like I hit a point of diminishing returns because I didn't know what else to bring in.
Okay, so what did we learn? Well, the first thing is that there is a minimum amount of time required to get an edit out. Given the amount of overhead with video editing, like the time it takes to load the project, to import the data, and get the edit out. And the second thing is that given more time, you can always improve an edit. But you'll eventually find yourself at a point of diminishing return. But it's up to you to decide where that point is.